Peru is number one, I think, on the planet. It has the top 5 restaurants in the world are in Lima, Peru. Those chefs in Lima, they're like on a different level. So we actually have people just go to Lima sometimes for a long weekend to eat their way through the city and come back.
What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Paper Jacket Podcast. Today we're talking with Karolina from 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗻𝑡𝑢𝑟𝑒S. If you think you know travel agents, you don't know this one. I'm talking a really cool niche on how she helps your family or group have an incredible vacation, but she also has some really good advice and techniques on ultimately selling and having a good relationship with clients, and as a business growing that in that way. So I'm really excited about our conversation today. What's up, Karolina? Thank you for joining our podcast today.
Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited.
I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself to our audience. What do you do?
Of course. I'm Karolina 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. I'm the owner of 𝗤𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗀𝗡𝑟𝑒S Travel. We are a very special and unique travel company. We focus on culinary anthropology. So I love connecting people to local culture using food. So that's my passion. Latin America is specifically the place that we focus on. I've been doing that for 20 years. So travel is my life, but I also am a speaker and educator in sales. It's an ugly word, but I try to bring some love to it and teach people how to move away from selling and focus more on making relationships and connections.
Nice. All right, so let's talk about travel for a second. Sure. That is such a cool niche that's around food.
Yes.
And like automatically extremely interested. Starting from scratch here, I have many questions because I love travel. I love the thought of traveling. I haven't done much of it. So I have a wife, 3 young kids. We want to experience some good food. Where do we go?
Okay. So depending on every trip is kind of a story, right?
Sure,
It depends on your family. So we usually sit down and we kind of hear who you are, and then I can instantly match you. But if your children are younger, then we want some fun in there for them, right? We want some water. They love water. So I'm thinking Belize. I'm thinking Costa Rica, adventure, jungles, monkeys, but also amazing food, fresh, farm to table, things like that. Amazing seafood in Belize as well. We just did a great sailing all the islands across, the archipelago there has the reef, second largest in the world. Australia has the first, but people don't really understand that the one in Belize is the healthiest reef in the world. So it's actually way more impressive because it's constantly growing. It's really protected.
Really good snorkeling. Is it snorkeling or scuba diving to
both,
see it?
But snorkeling is amazing because you can literally get out of your hotel, which is huts on the beach, walk into the water, and you can swim to the reef. It's that close. It's quite spectacular in Belize. And 2 hours from us, right? Like it's just a hop and a skip and you're in Belize.
My family loves snorkeling, so I'm actually extremely intrigued. Like I think, so all my children swim. My youngest is 4, but she knows how to swim, probably better than me. And they all know how to snorkel because of it.
Yeah.
And so I'm intrigued.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I've traumatized my daughter in Belize. I've taken her when she was 5 years old, and we went snorkeling in the shark alley.
Oh.
Now, I forgot to mention to her that these are just reef sharks. They're not dangerous. And she saw this big fish swim between her legs, and to this day, she is afraid of water.
Oh, man. I tell you what, I'm all right around adventure and stuff like that. But there was one time my wife and I were on a cruise. A little private island, and all of a sudden, everyone's like, "Oh, there's a shark in the water! There's a shark in the water!" My wife and I had our snorkel equipment with us, and I'm like, "Oh, babe, there's a shark in the water." She goes, "Oh!" Puts out her mask and just darts. I'm like, "What are you doing?" So
there are 2 types of people in the world.
And so I had to chase after her, and we did get to see a shark up close, and we obviously made it back with all our limbs, but that story probably just would excite her.
Yes. I snorkel with my husband quite a lot, and he's nervous, way more nervous in the water, I think, than my daughter is. And his solution to it is if he sees something that makes him nervous, he just pulls his head out of the water. Like, if I don't see it, it doesn't see me. It's so funny. Galápagos is a big one for that.
Oh, man. All right. So we could spend hours talking about all of the countries and stuff like that, but I'll end it with this. What is your favorite place for food specifically?
For food, okay, Peru. Peru is number one, I think, on the planet. It has the top 5 restaurants in the world.
Really?
Are in Lima, Peru. They just do something amazing where they really saw their country, how diverse it is. There's the Andes, there's the Amazon, there's the coast, and they pulled it all onto a plate and then added smoke and fluff and all of that, fancy things. But they're creators, like those chefs in Lima, they're like on a different level. So we actually have people just go to Lima sometimes for a long weekend to eat their way through the city and come back. Wow. Like forget the ruins, forget all the culture stuff. We want to eat. Oh, and man. Yeah, it's very popular.
All right. Well, I am
you
intrigued.
See?
Yeah, I'm with you. And my wife actually surprisingly has been to Peru. And now I'm like, well, now I must experience.
Yes. If you're a foodie, it's the place to go.
I am a foodie when we travel. So what made you decide on this niche around food and travel and stuff
Sure.
like that?
So I graduated from Johnson & Wales. It's a culinary school in Rhode Island. I actually was on the hospitality side, but my roommates were chefs. And so I was around food since quite an early part in my career. Yeah. And so I knew that has to be something. And I went off to a ecotourism program in Guatemala for summer, and that opened my eyes to Latin America, to being with indigenous people, to the jungle. And since that summer, I've been to the jungle every year. Like, I may be a city girl from Brooklyn, but I love the jungle. I love being, with indigenous communities, especially studying them. So as I got into sales, as I started, 19 years doing this, I realized that is my favorite part of the world. And there isn't really a company, I saw a gap in the industry. There isn't a company that can focus on this part of the world, Latin America, but also pull the food out, pull the culture out, really connect people. Like, yes, those fancy restaurants are amazing, but I want to break bread around a table with a community that I need a translator for, not Spanish translator, but for, 𝘬𝘁𝗶𝗄𝗏 or another dialect. And that's what drove me. So now we really incorporate these really special moments with the people. But we use food to get the clients there. So they're going for an amazing meal and they come back. They don't even tell me about the meal. They tell me, oh my God, and these stories and this chef and this potato whisperer, he's very popular. I needed to bridge that gap, right? So I started Sated Ventures 5 years ago, and we mainly focus on Latin America and always sneak in food in there.
That is super cool. So you mentioned earlier too that you do a lot of public speaking around sales. Yes. The nasty word, if you would. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, so it's important because, yes, if you ask me what I do on a day-to-day basis, we're in sales. I mean, right? But I never like using that term because I'm not in the business of a transaction, of getting someone's money. I'm in the business of making your dreams come true, and making that relationship. 80% of our clients are repeat clients or referrals. That says something to me. Like, we're doing something right. Because I'm never trying to just send you on a trip. I'm trying to build something with you. So when you come back, you tell me, oh my God, I love this and this and this. Then you maybe give me some feedback so we can always grow and improve. But my last words to you are, where to next? And it works. So I actually just finished writing a book. We're going to publish it in the next few weeks about these keys to success on how to turn sales into relationships and connections and all those things that have helped me for 19 years build this 80% return on investment, if you will. So that's huge. I'm in a ton of business groups, and that's what I see lacking in people. They open these small businesses, they have amazing products or great ideas, but they haven't breached that bridge on how to actually connect with the customer. And so we've been doing a ton of workshops, and we're doing a sales retreat next year to kind of help combine travel and sales, right? They're going to come with me to Costa Rica, and then we're going to learn about sales there. I mean, it's a win-win for everybody, but it's lacking, and it affects every business. I don't care what you do. Even if you're offering just a service, you're a salesperson because you're selling yourself. Sure. It's a science, it's a psychology. So people have to learn a thing or two.
What are some tips you can talk to us about later in your book?
Sure. So number one is, you're not a salesperson, you're a problem solver. So problem solver can mean you're a marriage counselor and you're a puzzle solver, and there's all these aspects that clients will come to you. You have to listen and hear those pain points and figure out what can you do to be the solution to the pain point. Super easy. Like if you point that mindset in it. Another one is niching. Like if you try to sell everything, you're not an expert in anything. And you could be an amazing expert, in travel, but I don't sell Disney. I don't sell cruises to Alaska. They're amazing. And I know there's somebody who can be an expert in that.
Yeah.
And then we can collaborate together, because I have people coming to me and asking, I want to go to Alaska. Great. Let me tell you about this person. And that person now in return sends me clients who want Peru, who wants the Patagonia, Galápagos, and so on. So collaboration is huge. No one is your competition. Like there's enough love out there for all of us.
Yeah.
If you're your own competition. So that's
Sure.
a big thing I teach my salespeople too. Just focus on what you know. Become the expert so that there's no question that you're the authority.
Yeah.
So that really works as well. And I have tons of tips, but those are some of the top ones to kind of just change your mindset on how you approach sales.
So I know you have a wonderful story that you can share about I believe you went through something during COVID and had to do some maneuvering. I would love for you to share that with our audience.
Yes, of course. So travel has always been part of my life. I'm an immigrant. I came to the United States when I was 10 through the visa lottery or green card lottery. So we always had to have like grit and build things and I learned that from my parents. And so I dove into work as soon as I could. And I've worked for other companies, climbing ladders, because I had to, right? I had to be successful. I was a young mom. We got married really early. So there was no option to not succeed. And that was always my mindset. And that really helped me. And so I did that for 15 years. And it was like a blink of an eye. I was pulling 50, 60 hours a week, managing massive luxury companies, millions of dollars were being sold. And then COVID happened and, the world stopped. Travel was the first thing that was affected. And it was one of the best times of my life for me because I got to slow down, really spend time with my daughters, really kind of let my brain rest, but be so filled with ideas. I really realized, oh my God, 15 years have gone by. What am I doing working for someone else when I have all this passion and knowledge? And I really wanted to niche down because the company started to sell everything. And that was a big problem for me. So I took a huge risk and I sat down with my husband, who happens to be from South America. So he's on board, like anything that represents his part of the world. And I'm like, can we do this? And he said, you can do anything, go for it. And it was a blessing to do it during COVID because the world wasn't traveling. So I built the website. I taught myself everything. I wore all the hats, which is scary. There was a lot of tears in that keyboard.
Yeah.
But I built it. And when the doors reopened, we were like flooded,
Right.
I knew what to do. I had all the steps in order. So I know COVID was a horrible time for a lot of people, but it changed my life, and here we are 5 years later.
And I feel like travel agencies had a dip over the last until kind of 2020. Then started.
I
taking off
agree.
again.
There was when internet was fresh and new and exciting. Everyone thought they could do it on their own because it wasn't so saturated yet. You could get some great ideas. You could book your flights and book your hotels and kind of organize it, which is great. And those people still exist today. And that is not my market. But when the internet became too big and you stopped knowing what's real, what's old, that's kind of scary too. Especially now with AI, which is our next hurdle. It's actually kind of funny. We did a whole workshop on it, how you can type in something into AI and it will I want to see all the Mayan ruins in Central America. And it would send you on this wild goose chase to ruins that are not even excavated yet because it's just pulling pulling data, and a real person who has been to every Mayan ruin that is worth of seeing will really take you to a different place, right? So those people came back. There was at least 10-year period when no one wanted to be on the phone. Now people have my personal cell phone and they feel much more comfortable seeing me on Zoom and things like that. So definitely it's like a roller coaster with how the clients respond, but we're there for it. Pivot is my middle name.
I remember when Airbnb first started, their whole shtick was like, okay, you stay in someone's house or a room or something like that. That's a lot more accommodating than a hotel in certain ways. But ultimately, their whole thing around it was ask the locals where to go.
Yes.
And that still sort of exists. You go to Airbnb, you open up a binder. Airbnbs are basically just a glorified hotel now.
Yes.
Type of business. It's not as personable.
Exactly.
Which is why I think people like that idea. And that's why when that becomes more commercialized in a way, they're turning more toward travel agents for that.
Exactly.
Yeah, what will the locals tell me to do?
Exactly. Somebody who experienced it, who understands it. And I agree. And I love the idea of Airbnb myself. You know, when it first started, like we did it all throughout Europe, and it was really fun because the owner would be her house.
Yeah.
Now, when you go to Airbnb, it's a place that they've purchased and rented, and there's no soul there.
Yeah.
And that's what's missing. They started really strong, and then it became a business, just a transaction, and they lost the heart of the experience.
And having someone like you to help navigate them is it really is important. I very much agree with you on that, especially for international travel. It's like I have a guess, but I don't really know.
Yes.
And so having a guide to help them out with that, when it's really not that much more money.
Yeah. No.
If any
it
money
winds
at
up
all.
being a huge kind of release for you, because how many hours will you stand in line getting that permit for that train, or figuring out how to get from A to B? And here's my friendly driver with a sign with your name on it waiting, and he's going to tell you stories and entertain your kids on the way to the hotel. And it becomes an experience, and you can't get that just kind of.
The last thing I
fiddling
want is
with
a
the
stressful
internet.
vacation.
Exactly.
It's like, why do I need to add stress?
Especially my American clients who have like 10 days a year that they can travel. So we're like taking advantage of every moment and not losing it.
Yeah. So ultimately, you mentioned who your target market is not, right? So who is your target market? Who's good for you?
It's really lovely. We're coming to the end. We're in our fourth quarter. So now I'm doing kind of, I'm looking back, reflecting what we worked on this year. And still, you know, Ecuador and Peru are my number one destinations, which always makes me happy. But we have clients for every age, really. It's really nice to see post-COVID multi-generational travel, because now we're bringing grandma and grandpa. Now we're like all want to be together, where before it was, you know, we're taking a vacation from everyone. But after COVID, so that became a really big thing this year. Huge African safaris that we've been doing. We built private camps for them, like mobile camps that follow like the Great Migration. And it's just for a family of 18, you know, that's traveling together. That's been really big for me, you know, multi-generational families. But really everyone who has the money, who is educated enough, really well-traveled, but they don't want to spend the time. They would rather have an expert do it. That's my market. They can do it, but they don't want to. You know, they don't have the time or something like that. So I love that. So it could be 30-year-old honeymooners who are just, you know, really busy with their careers and they don't want to handle it, or people in their 70s and 80s who want to bring the whole family along. So it's very diverse. You know? Yeah, which I love.
Absolutely. So how does someone get a hold of you to start this journey, to start this conversation?
So we're everywhere, but we have a website, 𝑆atedVentures.com. We're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on YouTube. That's big. I create videos for all of my clients so they can kind of envision, because let me tell you, no one reads anything. So you can send the most beautiful itinerary, but you know, they don't have time. So I actually get on Zoom, record myself going through the itinerary for them, explaining what to expect, how to, you know, how the trip will go. And that is so helpful. I mean, it's like, it's a no-brainer. They turn around and book right away, which is a big help for everyone, you know, for them to understand. And the expectations are set in a certain way. But yes, through the website, you can find all our contacts.
And then when is your book releasing? Or did it just release?
It will release in the next few weeks, and along with dates.
So I don't know exactly when this episode is being published. So I wanted to, do you have a date by any chance?
I don't have a date yet.
Okay, that's all right. It's all right. So right now it's October.
It will be before the end of the year.
Before the end of the year. All right. So where will they be able to get that book?
On Amazon and my website and all kinds of
What's
different
the title
things.
of the book?
It's Passport to Sales.
Passport to Sales. I like that.
Yeah. I had to finagle something travel related in there.
Of course. Yeah. But it sounds to me like you're ultimately like, look, it could be travel. It could be anything. At the end of the day, it's the relationship.
Exactly. Don't make it a transaction, because clients will feel it.
Well, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yes, of course.
Really
My
enjoyed our
pleasure.
conversation. You got a really cool story. It's been an incredible
Thank
journey.
you.
And best of luck to you on the rest of you don't need luck. You got it.
Thank you. But I will send you some Belize ideas.
These are the kind of things that we as a family want and desire. And I've learned that a travel agent is a smart way to begin doing these things, because it's like, all right, I need to focus on memories with the family, not
It goes very quickly.
how do I get this done?
Yes.
So you probably will be here.
My pleasure.
Well, again, thank you so much. I want to do a little toast to you.
Yes.
And oh yeah, you got to open it. You got to open it in a little water
There you go.
to Fiji.
Zdravia.